on the reg. Excellent proactive defense. Little boost steals here from G2 though, so definitely going to try and set up a brick wall in the midfield that they've had for games 1 and 2.
Calm to beast mode. Now Chicago on the outside. Wow, Torment blocks it, not at the point of contact. He had to read the shot and connect with it on the trajectory. Torment, one of the most legendary defenders of all time in Rocket League, continuing to stand strong in his own third.
Absolutely. I mean, he's definitely been playing seriously good defense throughout the entirety of this particular series. Beast mode is gonna smash that around a defender and tie things up.
Oh, it's as disgusting as Com's decal. Look at that. Chicago coming up for it. Doesn't matter. Straight through, tight game, 1 away for version 1 to get back on the scoreboard.
And that's 2 now off the backboard, where G2 have been trying to go up that backboard and make that read over the shoulder and catch it. They've been mistiming it times now and got scored on both times.
Talking down the corner, he's got J-Naps in front of the box looking for it, but Torment and Beast Mode both attack. And all 3 players from version 1 flying down the pitch looking for the counterattack here. Back to Beast Mode, well placed! Oh, you needed all 3 players, but it was perfect.
Absolutely an excellent way to get the job done. Torment to the middle. Everyone thinking Com's going to rip this on target. Nah, we've got one more in the corner. Let them squeeze it around the post. Take the lead. Huge transition play for V1. So pretty.
Brilliant. Utterly brilliant. And you can tell by the confidence, the way they screamed across the midfield line. They knew what was coming. They knew how they were going to attack. And version 1 back on top. Com looking for demos. Not going to find anything as G2 is actually retreating here, and it's going to work out in their favor. Now Torment to the sky. He's going to deal with J-Naps underneath him, but Atomic does place it high. Com have to use a lot of boosts just to connect with Beast Mode, and the ball gets cleared the other way. J-Naps in the way. Torment with a block on J-Naps' shot. Chicago's going to turn on this look for round 2.
I thought they beat the defense again, and I was like, that can't happen. Like, you just got a lead on a great goal, and you essentially give up what appeared to be an open net. Thankfully, Torment was there. J-Naps is going to need a lot of help here if J2 even wants to hang on to the ball.
Atomic pinches off the wall, sends it to the midfield. Just across halftime. Up to Beast Mode from Com. J-Naps out of the corner to Atomic now. Torment's up for this one. Nice block in the sky. Chicago, though, with a response up to Atomic, looking for him in the cherry pick. Beast Mode will intercept. J-Naps gets a pass. Beast Mode in the midfield, back and forth between these teams. Every team, the looks from this in this series is Chicago tries to put it down. Oh, Beast Mode still stranded though, still makes the block. Com gets in the way, now holds on the ball control, going to deal with J-Naps here. The pace of the back and forth at this point feels very similar to me to what we had in game 3, but the quality of the looks every time was every team advanced on the offense so much better.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to utilize each other, connect on these long passes. There's a dump down, and there's Chicago trying to get out in front of the ball and open up a window somewhere. Unfortunately, J-Naps is a little bit delayed. Needed boost. Goes for the ground pinch. Com is able to recover in time. And Chicago has not been shy at all about trying to get in front of the ball and get physical.
Forming 3-1. J-Naps down the midfield. Pops it high. Beast Mode to chase it. Chicago now to Atomic. Oh my goodness. Com down the line. J-Naps into the midfield. Infield pass. Beast Mode not going to connect this time. G2's pressure finally too much. Tie game.
Tough save to make. Beast Mode's been stuck in his own net with 0 boost. He sees the challenge, goes straight back into the middle. Hope and pray. Top of the net. Never a chance with nothing in the tank. G2 equalize it.
57 seconds left, and it's anyone's game. Atomic. Taking it down towards the goal. Beast Mode. Blasted up the sky to Com. Drops it to Beast Mode. Back to the upper 90. Blocked by Chicago. Oh, no. What a play and what a stand. G2 keep it tied. Here's Torment looking for the extension. Beast Mode trying to put more pressure on it. Torment on the outside. Can he find Com in the midfield? He's out of boost, but gets it through 2 defenders. The response from Atomic, though, too strong. Com not going to be able to deal with Atomic either. Atomic completely bails G2 out of this one. 28 seconds left. G2 now looking for an opportunity.
Bails out is right. There was a double commit on that G2 goal line that was causing them a lot of problems in rotation and how much boost they all had. And Atomic winning those 2 challenges was massive, giving them a chance to stabilize.
Off the vertices, here's Chicago off the crossbar. It could have been the win, but no, the woodwork in the way. Goal just barely too narrow. 4 seconds left. Overtime possible. Infield pass from Atomic.
Oh, he's got
the end contested backboard. JNAPS with the hole net to shoot out. Torment gets in his way. Of course he does. Overtime again.
Another savior medal for Torment on the day. Just the average day in the office. Keeping out 0-second goal attempts. No problem.
Do you have time to talk about Torment, folks? Just, he's so good. Chicago on the outside now. Again, version 1, yet to win an overtime yet today. G2, definitely the favorites in this situation, just statistically.
Be a very feel-good overtime win here. You'd hate to go down into elimination point.
Would definitely help. It completely stabilizes the series for version 1 to win this overtime. JNAPS down the corner. Calm. Back down Atomics up for this one, blocked by beast mode.
Oof. Gotta start with more ball control, though. So much G2 coming at him. Even if all of G2's press, he really designed it, getting it out into the middle, generating a scoring chance. It kind of feels like it's that matter of time where if version 1 don't clear the ball, they're eventually just going to get pushed back and forth and be out of position sooner or later.
It just feels like we're just kind of playing a ricochet league here. Just the ball bouncing very quickly off of whatever surface any player's putting up for him. Finally, see Calm emerge with some control.
There we go.
It's beast mode up to Calm. Chicago with an interception. Here's a good look for him. Calm looking for the block. Torment up for it. Lots of space. Places it well. No, just high, actually. Now Calm on the follow-up. Chicago off the backboard. Beast mode there. Version 1 reading the clears from G2 and giving themselves more and more opportunities on offense. Here's Torment back in the midfield.
Oh, they got him!
It's over the top. He caught him with no boost in the tank. No, JNAPS had boost. I don't know how does he not read this?
Yeah, you can see Chicago on the wall. Oh, yeah. He almost got bumped, and I think maybe the second guess in the brain of, wait, is that wide? Do I have to hit it?
Yeah.
And by then, it's too late. Over his shoulder, Torment making sure they needed to get out of their own half. I mean, that last minute was scary. The start of overtime was scary. And then they get that one big clear. It was 2 big challenges, I think, from Calm, very similar to what Atomic did earlier on in the game. And then version 1 just refused to let go. They're like, nope, we're pressing. And if we don't score, fine, but I'm not going to give away the ball for free. And they deliver a big one.
Now, version 1 get the first win here in overtime and tie up the series at 2-2. We're like, it's so this like you call it a feel good win. This is great for version 1. They feel great that they get the first overtime win. They don't have to worry about the overtimes anymore. They're like, cool, we know how to do this. We've done this before. We've finally done one on the day, and the series is tied up. We're going to at least game 6 with this series. Yep. G2 got their hands full here with version 1. If they want to get the triple sweeps here, the triple win in the events in the split, version 1 is going to be a hard task to get through.
Version 1, a hard task for anyone to get through throughout the entire tournament. I believe this morning or yesterday, they were the #1 defense in the whole tournament so far. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but they've been having a phenomenal defensive weekend, and G2 definitely seeing that right now. It has been difficult for a team that is so used to just pumping shots into the net to break down Calm, Beast Mode, and Torment.
Torment into the corner. Beast Mode now up to Torment. The Torment out of boost, not gonna be able to dismount the wall here. Beast Mode now with an opportunity. And this one gonna, oh geez, this is awkward. So that looks basically in, but version 1 did call for the pause before that hit goes up. So they'll figure that one out. Team will probably see a reset. So shouldn't be that difficult for them to reset there. Version 1, this is the last time version 1 won a regional, 3rd regional winner split. Here at the end of the splits, they seem to figure out their region.
They've done it at long last. It takes them a while to get going, but they get there eventually. And as far as you're concerned, you're okay with that because so far, that's definitely been good enough to get them to the major, obviously.
Yeah.
I'd have to remember how many points they have over the season. I'm pretty sure they're close to good for Worlds. One way or the other. You'd rather... it's kind of like any old sport, right? You'd rather come hot at the end rather than go towards the playoffs with like, oh gosh, we're just getting trounced everywhere we go.
Yeah, for sure. No, and just the consistency from these teams. I mean, the G2, the thing we've talked about this plenty of times, like G2 is they win a major. Usually for teams, we see them kind of cool off after that win. Maybe it goes to their head. Maybe they relax. They're like, I'm on top. I don't have, they lose the drive to keep playing. Surprisingly, G2 has just lit the afterburners even brighter and have continued on this pace. But version 1's right there with them, continuing saying, and for version 1, they don't have that win to look back on and be like, oh, we're relaxed. They still are hunting for that major win. Both these teams, two of the strongest in the region, two of the strongest in the world at this point.
Yeah, you definitely can't contend otherwise. That's for sure. And version 1, a little bit of an update. No longer the number 1 defense in the tournament. Number 5 after their loss to FaZe, if that tells you how badly that match went for them by any stretch of the imagination. But they are quite close to qualifying for Worlds as well. So G2 already there, no doubt about that. And version 1, you can definitely understand how they're going to be right behind them here, because it's been tough for anybody to hang with G2 really this entire split, and to see so many teams at Regional 3 now finally start to get things together and being like, okay, that's how they do it. We can at least stick with them. FaZe finally finding a win in the upper bracket. Space Station making them go the distance. Version 1 here keeping pace throughout another lower bracket round. It's just like, man, it seems the only team that fell off was NRG.
Yeah. And I mean, do you see, given the way that this regional has gone so far, I mean, there was a certain degree of just domination for G2 where it was like, okay, cool, who gets to lose to G2 in the finals? That was like the battle of the tournament. I feel like here in this third regional, there are 3 teams who could win this regional still left here in this event. And like up until last match, what Game 7, Space Station looked strong too. I'm not like, Turtle was so confident on the desk, like G2's gonna win this, and I'm like, I previously agree with you, but the way today is gone, the way yesterday is gone, the way the teams are looking, never mind, they're fine. G2's gonna win the whole thing.
Unlucky. Torment here, he's just trying to size up a challenge, and I think he got a little bit scared of trying to cut up into the ball out of the corner. I think he didn't want to center it. Ended up just getting the ball taken away over his head, and his teammates behind him just not able to handle how fast that play developed, excuse me.
Both teams did agree, by the way, to start back at 5 minutes, just completely restart the game. You're only 17 seconds in.
We really care about those first, what was it, 13 seconds or 17 seconds? We got to start right there.
We got to have those back, man. Like, come on. It's part of the competition. It was compromised. Here's Com. Up against Chicago. We grab 2 boosts. An Atomic long down the line. Torment the third man. Awkward catch, but handles it cleanly.
G2 still continuing to play quite far forward in the midfield. Definitely risky, but it has played off pretty well so far. Beast Mode, I think he played himself there against JNAPS, but either way, version 1, another chance to stay on offense here for a little bit. We'll see how long it lasts. There's been a couple of really good stints of offense from them throughout this series, and I wonder if G2 is going to start trying to make adjustments for that, because, I mean, they're happy to just pump 10, 12 shots on the game, even if they only win by 1 goal. As long as they're controlling it, they're feeling good.
Here's Com. On the outside. Through 1. Atomic now. With control. I'm confused if he missed the ball or if he was like, thought his teammate was closer behind and was like, let's just go in and find some bumps.
It's probably the missed the ball and then said, okay, I'm going to go hit him.
Let's make it look like I was going for bumps. Here's Beast Mode. Into Atomic. Now JNAPS off the corner. Torment here looks for Chicago. Chicago dismounts and catches the ball. Beautiful backboard play. Approaching halftime, G2 with the lead. Winner of this game will be on match point in the series. Winner of the series goes to the grand finals to face off against FaZe.
Nice. Really good control from G2 so far, trying to limit the opportunities where version 1 can make consecutive touches.
Torment turns on this Beast Mode out of the corner. It's a wonderful touch. JNAPS has to stall, hit the brakes in goal, and look for Chicago. Com will deflect it to the outside, pick up his own touch over the top of JNAPS, but Atomic in quick shadow positioning will pick up control. Now past Beast Mode. Com got back into goal, and now wins 2 challenges. JNAPS going to shut down that drive.
Big takeaway there from Beast Mode. G2 quite close to finding a way through that defense with some of these touches that are going all the way across the pitch with a lot of pace. And it's taken a lot of effort and communication on version 1's defense. Again, this has been quite a defense-heavy series for both teams. I mean, the shooting, when it's been coming, has been quite dangerous. The pressure for both teams, when it has happened, has been a lot to handle. And the defenses for both teams have had to be absolutely perfect. And in this case, it's simply not possible. Chicago will collect off this touch off the ceiling, a double commit, straight up again. Great rush from Atomic there. Not concerned about trying to put it on target or anything. Don't let them clear it. Just put it right back into the middle, and it should be easy.
That is a textbook example of the problem with a double commit. You have both players in the box going up to block the same ball, and then when the only player who does get the touch doesn't make the block, we'll stop talking about it, I guess. Chicago making it a 3-goal game here. My point is the combo would have been on the ground. He could have easily stopped that last shot here. Chicago on the backboard, man. Just a miss.
Yeah, just the miss in beast mode as well, just trying to cover up. Obviously, it's tough to expect him to come up with that save when you're thinking the guy above you is going to find a touch. And unfortunately, the advantage of position fake kickoff for version 1. Does it amount to anything? They've got the pass to Torment, and Chicago's all over it, but Torment couldn't just squeeze that one around on the floor to go in between the posts.
I love the attempted cheese. G2 going to handle it well. And that does feel like, I was going to say that felt like that was when the game was over, but no, this is when the game is over. The game is now over.
Oh, man. I just want to see this shot again. How tight was it? What? He angles his car backwards and hits the flip reset?
Wow.
And then he just boosts forward and hits the perfectly timed flick to spike that into the corner? Oh, my goodness.
There's so many things that have to happen in such quick succession. And this is a physics-based game. You're not just pressing buttons 1, 2, and 3. Like, there's so much room for error.
How many times? Where does he even practice that shot? Like,
how do you drill that? Send me that training pack, please.
What?
I'll miss it every time. Beast mode and calm, flagrant double commit. Luckily for them, there's not a ton of space here, but they might still get scored on. That was that bad. Beast mode clears it down, calms up for 30 seconds left, not coming back by 4. Version 1 gonna have to deal with match point G2 in game 6.
And it kind of just came out of nowhere. I mean, like, I think it was 1-1 for a while, right?
Yeah.
Or 1-0 for a while, excuse me.
It was, and there was the double commit goal, and then immediately followed by a kickoff goal.
Yeah, and then just the last one from Atomic right there. So it's a disaster of the last 45 seconds. That's tough.
To tell you how much of a disaster it is, I can just tell you right now, the Fireburner, version 1's coach, has preemptively called a timeout. He called the timeout a minute ago, saying, I am taking a timeout after this game, regardless of what happens in this final minute. G2 gonna easily take game 5, one away from advancing to the finals.
It's okay. Definitely a reasonable decision to make the timeout here. You know
Absolutely.
that. I mean, some of the goals that went into the back in this particular game, you're just like, I mean, what are you going to do when one, you miss a touch on the wall and you're just beat by Chicago, and then the other two are just frankly disgusting shots against the sidewall. Like, it's not like it's probably, if I had to guess what version 1 wants to talk about here, they realize that there's some breakdown in their communication on defense that hasn't quite stayed consistent all the way throughout the series. Like, if you remember the start, it was tough for G2 to work them through. And then that final minute just collapsed, double commits, missing the touches. And it's just like, okay, everybody, let's reset here. Let's make sure we're talking and telling each other where we are, what we're going to do. We can handle this G2 offense. We know we can. And you just got to go out there and do it. Like, I think it's kind of like when you go out in baseball and your pitching coach comes out to check on you when you've walked 2 batters, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, look, I'm not telling you how to pitch. I'm just saying, okay, settle down. We'll be okay.
Yeah,
it's just the mental reset.
Yeah, just the anti-tilt mechanic. Isn't that? I don't think version 1 really needs to change anything about their gameplay other than just don't do what game 5 was. Let's go back to games 1 through 4. That was great. Again, I don't think G2 changed too much here. This tactical timeout by Nissan, I think, will do its job. Fun fact that I love, because I love dumb stuff like this, version 1 is 0-6 on Wasteland Night this split. So if you want to get a free win, there you go.
That's the worst one to to find out. Apparently they just never win game 5. That's Wasteland Night, right? 5?
Yeah, I mean, I think it sometimes like moves around. I think it sometimes could be game 6. I think it's less that they always lose game 5, more that it's for some random reason always lose specifically on that map.
Unlucky. You know?
Mobile One high performance replay of that last game. All G2 here in the scoring column here. And I think that the double commit was a problem, and then it like continued. I think that the anti-tilt of like saying, hey, let's mentally reset after that game, let's call this timeout, probably did have to do with the way he was watching those double commits evolve from his team there. Like it got worse as that game went on. It's just something that has to be pointed out, kind of like a crutch word saying, hey, don't, you notice you're doing this? Cool. I just needed to point that out. You'll be fine now. Excited to see. Can version 1 send us to game 7 here?
I absolutely believe it, especially if Beast Mode was going to put that one into the net. Would have been your top 7 plays to take it to 11 for sure. I have to look for something else, though.
Here's Chicago. The outside JNaps wants to turn on this. It has to keep moving back. Chicago now demolished. I don't even know if he got that corner boost. Now Beast Mode to Com. They'll connect before JNaps can get there. Chicago, though, intercepts. Takes over control. Misses the second touch, though. Beast Mode happy about that. We'll move it upfield. Com wants to make a play on JNaps. He harasses him out of the goal. JNaps still saves it off the post. JNaps is too good.
Went off the post and out into the middle of the box, away from where all of version 1 was positioned, and he's also going to dodge Torment's demo attempt and buy a few extra seconds. Guy is stingy on the back half of the pitch. He is not an easy guy to get through.
I'm so impressed every time I watch a player read the bump, the block that's coming in, dodge it, and still make the save. To finagle your car perfectly to get up to block that is so impressive every time to me. 3:40 left to go. Version 1 still looking for goal number 1. G2 looking for goal number 1 too, but I got just more momentum, more time on their side. The stop. There's a touch to the goal, just wide, and Chicago will send it out to JNaps. Common Torment in front of him. Doesn't have any blockers to work with. This one going to bounce back to Chicago. Read well by Com, and he'll advance it back down the field looking for the tearaway, and he'll put it in. Look at that. A counterattack will put him on the board.
Com looks like he's on skates for this one. I mean, he's just running as fast as he can and just holding the boost as he goes over the line of tiny pads and hoping he was going to be able to hit it with enough power. And Chicago, I don't think he even knew how to handle that one. Com was just so focused on hitting it as hard as he could and hoping it got through, and it was enough.
He's doing like engine circular breathing. This like has the boost intake on the bottom is going straight into the tank and straight out the afterburner. Here's Beast Mode. Version 1 with the lead. Looking to extend it here. Beast Mode drops in a dagger, but it's just wide of the vital organs. Here's Com. Back down to Beast Mode. This one on target, but Atomics gets in the way. We'll play it out to JNaps looking for a tie game. Onto the backboard. Beast Mode and Com.
He's got it.
JNaps hits it. He just follows through on the read. Tie game.
What possesses you to be like, yep, that's going to come down to me? Oh, my goodness. He didn't even have any boost to make any adjustment. He just jumped and was like, yep, that's the trajectory.
It's the only, I think it is his only play, too. I don't know. You don't.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything else to do.
And try to like read the possible clear. Just hope that he misses. Call the bluff. Tie the game. And now looking for a counterattack on the other end. Com kind of stranded here. Back to JNaps. Wants to turn on this quickly, but it's covered up from behind. The retreating defense takes away the control. Chicago puts more pressure on it, and Atomic and Torment slow have a moment to breathe before they win this challenge. Atomic now back into the box. Chicago's there. Nice. The defense is all amok. Where's the third? JNaps not able to get there in time. Torment gets to clear for free.
Solid interference there from Com. They knew that they made some mistakes there, and Com understood who the player coming to put the goal towards G2's half was going to be. Ran into JNaps, stopped him from getting a good line on the ball, and had a little bit of interference. Very grateful for it now with a minute 50. Looking towards potential OT.
Chicago to JNaps. Teams 1-1 in overtimes in this series. Chicago trying to push it through. End the game right now. Advance to the finals. Torment with Com. They get it through the front line. Got to deal with Atomic. Blast it to the other side.
So annoying. He's just so fast.
Oh, wow. Is that in? Torment, well-placed shot, but Torment gets in the way again. G2 needs to take scoring opportunities when Torment's in the front line. if he's on the back line, you're just not scoring. I'm sorry.
It certainly feels that way. That is for sure.
Oh, wow.
Little poke around him, but already a minute gone. That's a good idea. Torment up so early. Unfortunately, all of G2 is definitely stuck here on defense. That's a big miss, and Atomic's in the right spot. A perfect save to keep this one tied up.
How do you solve a problem like Atomic? You just literally, if he's in the, I'm just sorry, you can't do anything, and he nearly scores on the other end. 37 seconds left. He's got control again. He's got to get through beast mode. This one does die directly in front. JNAPS and Atomic bumping into each other, but Atomic still manages to stall it with the rear of his car. Chicago creating problems for Com now, and Atomic will clear it away. 22 seconds left. One last opportunity here for G2 possibly. Com will extend it away. Love this development for version 1. 13 seconds left. Torment not in the best position, but Com takes over. Now Atomic, back to JNAPS. G2, gonna try and finish in regulation. JNAPS taps it just wide of the goal. He had the defenders grounded. They had to sit and look at it. Not gonna matter. Overtime in game 6. A goal for G2. Wins the series, puts them into the finals.
JNAPS is thinking, yeah, I know that you guys are kind of just gonna sit here and stare at me, so why not try and put a dot into that top right corner? But version 1 will not go quietly. Beast mode needs a little help here, and Atomic, again, gonna throw his car in the middle of all of what version 1 wants to do. Such a troublemaker.
Beast mode covered up. JNAPS beats him. Atomic now up against Torment. Torment wins this challenge. And an opportunity for beast mode. It's trapped against the post. It's gonna go just wide of the goal. So close. The smallest touch from the defender interrupted the read. Beast mode not able to score it. Now JNAPS looking for the win. Up against Torment. Looks for the bump. Doesn't find it. Com bails him out. Sends it to the edge.
Huge recoveries on defense for G2. Chicago in particular. And now the challenge game really starting to come online for him here in this OT.
Atomic with space. Defenders grounded, but didn't get the touch to the goal. Beast mode goes through JNAPS. A demolition on Torment. Here's the opportunity. Chicago to the goal. JNAPS tries, but beast mode diving back makes the save. We keep playing in overtime.
They took your advice. They said, you're right. We do have to get rid of that pesky Torment fella on the back line. Unfortunately, the teammates react a little too quick, but G2 unwilling to give possession away. Of course, as I say that, Chicago misses the ball.
Oh, wow. Beast mode missed. He was
and it's in!
Torment hit his brakes. He knew the series was over the moment the touch came off the bumper. One touch. Chicago wins it and advances them to the grand finals.
Even version 1 clapped just in the middle of that goal going in. They're like, I mean, yeah, tip your cap. What are you going to do? Atomic hits the perfect power shot clear off the top of his, like, not even the top. It was the side of his car. He's angled forward. I don't even know how to describe it. He's angled 90 degrees perpendicular to the ball. It skips off the side of his car, straight down the middle, right at Chicago. He goes, I guess I have to try and put it on net. And he hits the perfect redirect. And everyone on version 1 is like, you gotta be joking. How does that go in?
This is genuinely a high performance replay Mobile One has brought us. The players at the edge of the play. Look at this touch. Oh my goodness. So fast. Such power behind it. What a win. G2, you try your best, but you can't stop them. It's going to be G2 versus FaZe in the grand final for the final regional event of North America here in RLCS 21. What a way for us to go out, setting the tone for London for North America. It's going to be a battle you're not going to want to miss.
This might not be your car. And this might not be your engine. Maybe this isn't your morning routine. And maybe these aren't your coworkers. Perhaps these aren't your standard driving conditions. Far from it. But this is your oil, which means you're one of us, doesn't it? For serious engines, on and off the track, upgrade to Mobil 1.
The World Championship is where the greats become legendary.
Todo dia, juntos pelo seu negócio.
The grand finals are almost upon us, but we got to get to some stuff before that. Welcome back to the Rocket League Championship Series presented by Verizon. Nissan Classic carries on and only 2 teams remain. I'm Leaf. Gibbs, Subi, and us up and get us prepared and energized for those grand finals, but not yet. Let's talk about how we got those grand finals set up, because version 1 and G2 just faced off to get us our winner, and it was in a tight match. Subi, G2.
Again, another one where G2 started sweating just a little bit and didn't go the full distance, but V1, I mean, achieves you and Wave. We're talking about it. They ramp up at the perfect timing towards the end of the split, just when the major's on the horizon, and, you know, teams got to definitely keep their eyes peeled for them, but G2 continue their dominance.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch the entire series long. Defense for both teams was generally astoundingly good. It took a crazy bonkers
That's insane.
power clear off the backboard from Atomic straight to Chicago to close things out. But I think G2 can be feeling pretty confident working their way through a difficult lower bracket run.
They're still here, G2, going for that three-peat. Can they do it? They got through Beast Mode. Beast Mode put up a fight, I think, with V1. It was a hard-fought series, but G2 now through Space Station as well, where that was a hard-fought series. Are they tired? Like, are they fatigued at that point? This is what we're going to find out. Now, remember, in North America, in the grand finals through winter and spring, the team coming from the uppers has not lost yet. They're 5-0. Like, there's been some bracket resets, but then the team of the uppers goes on to win. Normally, G2 does that. So, FaZe Clan has a huge advantage coming in, but G2 is trying to write history, winning all 3 regionals for the first time in North America or European history.
I like looking at this bracket and G2's journey onward. You start with a 3-0, and then you hit FaZe Clan. You're like, okay, maybe they can do what they usually do here, and FaZe Clan finally overcome their demons and push on through. Then they 4-0 into the grand finals, and G2 had to climb their way back up, and now they face off against FaZe Clan. G2 Esports and FaZe Clan grand finals. As G2 looks for a bracket reset, they'll have to win 2 best of 7s to be able to take the crown and win a 3rd regional here in the spring split. So, Chiefs, this is, a big accomplishment for G2, but FaZe Clan also, again, looking for their first win since the first regional of this entire season.
It's not 3rd place. We did it. But no, you definitely think that they have to win this, right? And we've all just been waiting. The last time we had a team making perennial top 4s was Cloud9, and they went on to win a world championship. So I think it's reasonable to expect FaZe can come out on top one time in a North American regional.
And it's so important to just be in these finals because they need to get some experience early on before going to London, before going to the World Championship. Put some pressure on them, see how they perform, and see what they can fix, like if things go wrong.
Well, chat, one last time for you guys to get involved. Well, maybe unless G2 wins this, then you get to do it again after. But the Verizon fan vote is up. Hashtag G2, hashtag FaZe in the chat. We were the analysts on the pre-show, so we had our brackets.
We already know how this is going.
Yeah, we saw Subi and I had G2 being able to win this whole thing, and then these two over here think FaZe is going to take it. Although Chiefs did say at least a bracket reset.
He did.
So I'm very curious if anybody's changing their thoughts on this. And Chiefs, if you're going to say G2 takes this one.
Yeah. My bold prediction was G2 wins the first one, and then FaZe absolutely smashes them in the second one, 4-1, and typical scores the series winner. That's the plan.
True. So you got G2 here then. G2
I have G2 for the first one.
Okay. I have to stay with FaZe. It's hard though because they looked so incredibly good, but that was like 2 hours ago at this point, and that's the only down part.
That's why G2 gets the first one.
It's possible, but like FaZe is looking so good with all 3 members, which is a very good sign. Because First Killer, there are times when he feels like he has to carry like everything on FaZe, and then they run into some trouble. Like if he has to do everything, because he does it pretty well, just not at the top of NA. So now with all 3 players firing, I think FaZe takes it in the first series.
Okay, I'm sticking to the guns. I think G2 will carry momentum through. I have to, because it was on paper before, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite. So Subi, I'm sticking with it.
Okay, well, I mean, I've got to stick with it too. It's all part of the script for G2. JNAPS just surpassed First Killer for goals per game. They beat Space Station, who they beat in Regional 1. They beat Version 1, who they beat in Regional 2, in the Grand Finals, mind you. Now it's time for FaZe Clan to get beaten by G2 in the Grand Finals here, and we'll see ya after the bracket reset.
Chat, what do you got? I just want to see the three-peat, right? You know, I want to see it in a row.
We got a coin flip, basically.
Good. That means it's going to be exciting.
That phase version 1 was more on version 1 side than this one is
real.
on G2 side.
It's the underdog, you know. Now G2's won too much, so they're going to lose some votes at this
That's
point.
fair. That's fair.
Well, how about we find out how it actually goes? Let's go over to the Verizon Skybox. James and Corelli are ready to cast your grand finals. G2 has made the climb to yet another grand finals, but they now face off against FaZe, who are the ones to send G2 in the lowers in the first place, and now look for their first regional win since the season started. Let's go.
Corelli, FaZe snapped their losing streak against NRG. They snapped their losing streak against G2, and now they find themselves with an extra life in the grand finals. Is this finally the time for FaZe?
They've started the season. They wrote that first chapter in the North America Open in Fall Regional 1 with the first place finish. They have an opportunity here to close the chapter on the regular season here in North America with a win over G2. But of course, we know what G2 is. We've seen them here in this split in particular, of course, in the winter as well. This is going to be a very much a close series as we got yesterday, James.
And already first killer opening up the scoring 5 seconds in. A nice rollback to him. And you see JNAPS in a tough situation. AJ even getting a light bump on JNAPS.
Yeah, he actually got up and over JNAPS. JNAPS, I think, jumped into him, and that was what prevented him from getting the shot. And a fantastic start for FaZe. This is something that they needed, especially in their first game yesterday, where it felt like G2 had full control right off the rip. FaZe, though, I think it's a bit of a different beast here today, definitely finding peak form. See if they can hold on to it here in this series.
And on that play, first killer getting the flip reset. He knew if he shot that ball right away, JNAPS would have been able to get the save. FaZe again, lobbing one towards net. First killer, the tip, backboard bounce. AJ's shot will be high. First killer will keep this ball tipped up in front of net. Another shot opportunity. It's a light bouncer, and Atomic will sweep that off the line.
And FaZe are very happy with putting more and more shots on target, above the net, wide of the net, just as long as it makes it scary for G2. Now G2 on the counterattack trying to find something. Chicago knew he'd go straight into AJ on that one, and now first killer, a bit of boost. But with two defenders there from G2, they'll shut him down and try and get out. Still AJ making it tough for G2. As you can see, FaZe, they're getting great touches on this ball. And again, as we just mentioned, making it tough for G2. Now Atomic downfield. He's there again, and G2 able to tie it up.
FaZe went all out on that swarm, Corelli, and you can see him all low on boost, trying to get back. Typical getting back as quickly as he could, but G2 spreading out, recognizing that overcommit from FaZe, and we are all tied up. Strong start, though, from FaZe, but that just goes to show you how quickly G2 can turn it on you.
And on that goal, I mean, that was something that Atomic had did in the last series so much. Now JNAP's going to get one off the kickoff. We're not even going to be able to talk about it. Another goal goes in for G2, and they're up by 1.
And typical caught out in no man's land, deciding to stop and jump for it. But Chicago and JNAPS, they were both too fast on the play. And G2, despite what seemed like a slower start, have now scored back-to-back goals, prying the lead away from FaZe.
Maybe not for long. AJ's going to slip it under.
You saw the defender creeping on net. On the pulse, Atomic right there. But AJ takes advantage of that bump from Chicago. Or on Chicago.
What a smart shot from AJ, just to put that one on the ground, because that's really the hardest part for anyone on the back wall or above the net to get to. That's a very easy save to mess up, especially if you want to use your flip. And Atomic, he was in such a tough spot, that near post shot. He was really just playing for one in the midsection of the net. At least that's where the way he was positioned. And AJ knew that he could slip it under there. That's a great response from FaZe.
Another low shot, but this time it doesn't beat Atomic. And we see both goals now from FaZe. Corelli having a bump be a factor in the play. Both times. Clearing that path for the shot. And now Chicago, backboard bounce.
Up.
Atomic light hit, crossbar down. G2 back in the lead.
Just getting over that one is Atomic. What a flip reset from JNAPS. And quickly, you can see how fast Chicago's up for that one, and Atomic there to clean it up. And that play just happened so quick. FaZe, the second they didn't get to the first man there on the ball in JNAPS, it was over. G2, they knew exactly what was happening.
In the last match, G2 didn't find a way to score more than 2 goals in a single game against FaZe, and now 3 goals. We're not even halfway through. This one, a high-scoring affair, almost another goal, but that time Atomic able to block it.
G2 definitely had more success locking down FaZe in the previous matchup yesterday. Today, though, you're seeing the pace of play. FaZe all over G2. That one just wide from Typical. Still FaZe trying to hold on to possession. First killer wants to take it himself. He's a bit high, dropping it down. And still G2 able to get those touches, even inside their own box, to turn away FaZe.
Backboard pass. JNAPS this time blocking it out. Light shot. Chicago making the save. And moments before, we also saw Chicago bodying off the attacker from FaZe. G2 trying to deal with this immense pressure from FaZe. Now, shot opportunity. Light shot. Saved from AJ. Now FaZe find themselves battling on the goal line. A light tip from First Killer will send this to the FaZe corner. Typical taking over.
It's 14 shots to 5. FaZe with now 15, as they have just peppered the G2 side. Still down by 1 here, as maybe JNAPS and Atomic both go. JNAPS, oh, he lands on top of it.
Oh.
Just how you draw it up.
No, if you're drawing up plays like this, you might be illiterate.